So the Game Awards have come around again. It's another year, another Game Awards, Game of the Year stream that'll be happening. I'm going to be streaming it as part of the Advent calendar on December the 10th, although I guess in the UK it's technically December 11th. It's at midnight between those 2 days, so night of the 10th, morning of the 11th, midnight. Anyway, I'm going to be streaming it when it happens, so if you want to join me for the big announcements, the reveals, the who's won the awards, the fucking cringe, we got it all, everything. It's gonna be wonderful. I can't wait. It's always fun streaming the Game Awards. They're always really long, and the chat is so fun. I love it. It's one of my favorite events to stream in recent years. Also, I noticed it's they're not purple anymore this year. It's red. So let's just adjust that to. There you go. It's not as cool, but this is the time of the year when everyone can come together, whether you play games or whether you that's not, what am I talking about? No matter what kind of games you play, everyone comes together as a group. It's great fun. Unless, of course, The Last of Us Part 2 wins any sort of award, in which case, all hell's going to break loose, and I'm going to be in my fucking bunker under my house, because that's... it's gonna happen. But I've effectively made it a yearly tradition now to go through the Game of the Year nominees for the top award. I'm not gonna go through every single category, because, I mean, who even cares about biggest esports gamer? I don't care. But we'll go through the nominees for the Game of the Year award and see what my thoughts are on each nominee and who I think is gonna win and who I personally want to win, because they might not be the same. I've done predictions for years gone by. Sometimes I've been accurate, sometimes I've been wildly inaccurate. Before we get started, however, this video was sponsored by the online learning community, Skillshare. Skillshare offers classes in a bunch of different things. Like I said before, I've been using it to learn bits and pieces of Premiere Pro so that eventually I can make the jump over to a more efficient software. After all the sponsored videos I've done with Skillshare in the past, tons of people have been sending me messages, been tweeting me, all those sorts of things, talking on Discord about Skillshare and what they've been doing using it, which is incredible to see. As well as people supporting the channel and me by getting that free 2-month membership. It's super affordable at under $10 a month after the first free 2 months, and you're getting access to a ton of classes on things you might want to learn about. You never know what kinds of career paths might open for you through Skillshare. Also, don't forget this deal is still available to you. The first 1,000 people to hit the link down in the description will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. It's worth checking out even if you don't think it's something you'd necessarily be interested in, because even just signing up for the free trial helps support me, but also opens up a world of creativity you might not have thought about otherwise. As always, if you do check out Skillshare using my link in the description, don't forget to tweet it at me on Discord, whatever you want, and show me what you've been learning how to do using Skillshare. But without further ado, let's hop into this and look at the Game of the Year nominees. The first game on the list of nominees for Game of the Year is Animal Crossing New Horizons. Now, I mean, personally, I can't say I've got a great deal of stuff to say about Animal Crossing New Horizons, considering I didn't actually play the game. But I know that my girlfriend played a fuck ton of it, so I'm going to go get her, and she can tell you all about the game. So I'm going to... Is this a good idea? ELVA!
What?
Come here a minute.
Okay.
Take a seat. Right, put this on. I want you to tell everybody about Animal Crossing. Why do you think it's Game of the Year, and why do you think it should win?
Wait, do I have to say why I think it should win?
No, if you think it shouldn't win,
Yeah, I don't
you can
think
say
it should.
why it shouldn't then.
Oh, okay, good.
Alright, have fun.
Animal Crossing New Horizons came out just at the start of the lockdown, which was great timing because, obviously. But basically, the game has a lot of new stuff in it that I think anyone who's played Animal Crossing has asked for. It's way more customizable. You can craft things. You can put furniture outside. You can terraform, so you can build cliffs, knock down cliffs, make rivers, waterfalls. It's so good, and I think that's made it so much more exciting than previous games, because you can make your island look different from other people's, which is really, really cool. Not something that the previous games had. But what the other games did have was way more fucking fun stuff to do. Multiplayer, what the fuck do you do on multiplayer in Animal Crossing New Horizons? You run around and hit each other with nets. In previous games, you used to be able to go to Tortimer's Island, you could play mini games, you could go swimming together, you could like play hide and seek and stuff. Like, it was just so much more fun in the previous games. And even besides multiplayer, like just on single player, nothing exciting happened. In the previous games, you used to be able to do like flea markets, you used to be able to do like mini games of hide and seek with your villagers. villagers, and now you just don't do any of that stuff, and I don't understand why. It was one of the most charming bits of the game because it really padded it out and it made it more fun to play every day, rather than what it is now for me, which is just log on, go to the shop, check if there's anything new, check on your villagers that you actually like, and then log off. The crafting, the tool durability, the resource collecting, that was a lot of fun, and something interesting. I'm glad they added that. They didn't have that in previous games, but I don't think it was so interesting that it makes the game that much better. I don't really think this deserves to be one of the best games of the year. And that's coming from someone who loves Animal Crossing. I've been playing it for years and years, since the Wii. Like, I really liked it. The seasonal events are really cute, and it's nice to log on and do some seasonal events, but like, not fun enough to make me keep wanting to play. I played for a few months, but after that, it kind of just became boring. A lot of people say you need to give them time to pad it out more, but they've lost features from previous games, and I mean, while they added a lot of cool new stuff, they lost some of my favourite bits of the game. Like in this game, there's just no proper furniture sets. You don't have the Regal collection, or you don't have the classic Lovely collection. You don't have, the mermaid set or the princess set. Like, there's nothing to collect per se, and my house looks like a fucking little cabin, yet on the outside it looks like a proper fucking mansion. I don't like that. Overall, it's a lot of fun. I've put a lot of hours into it, but despite that, it's very much nothing out of this world. I think there's games nominated that are so much better. For me, it's a happy game. It's worth playing if you just want to chill out, play for a couple hours every day, but I really wanted to sink my teeth into it and play it for hours and hours all the time, but it's redundant now, and there's just not enough content. That's my review. James? It was like 10 minutes, don't cry.
10 fucking minutes.
You can edit it down! I messed up a few times.
Christ. Did you say anything good about it?
Yeah, I said that the terraforming was good, and you can make islands look different. And I said that... for the most part, I said negatives.
You can go now.
We take a Christmas picture. Look.
Right now? Yeah. I can't turn the camera off.
Well, you can take a screenshot. It will be cute. You can post it on Instagram.
Not like this, I can't. It'll be shit quality.
I thought your camera was so good quality.
Not when I'm recording, because it's a video. If you screenshot a video, it's always going to look bad. Okay. Because it's in motion.
I thought we looked cute and Christmassy.
Well, come back later. Bye. I apologise to any Animal Crossing fans. If anything negative was said about the best game of the year, it wasn't me. So, don't dislike the video. I think it's actually the best Animal Crossing game. So, second on our list, boys. Right, we've got Doom Eternal. I also didn't play this. I'd get George, but he's not in this house, so I'm just going to have to say that, honestly, Doom is fucking garbage. It's a mindless shooter. Fuck it off. Put it in the bin. No good. Bad game. Wouldn't ever even touch it. Consider touching it. Oh, the fact I'm even talking about it makes me want to fucking vomit. No good. Bad game. Alright, next on the list, boys. Next on the list is Final Fantasy VII Remake. Now, not only is this my pick for game of the year, this is maybe one of the best games I've ever played, in all time. Like, honestly, fucking outstanding. Now, I'd never played the original Final Fantasy VII. This was my first leap into Final Fantasy. No, it wasn't. I played 15. This was my first leap into Final Fantasy VII, and I was blown away. I cannot wait to see where they go in the future parts. I can't wait to see how the story unfolds, where the characters go. And that might be crazy to say, given this game is like, 23 years old, in reality. Everyone already knows where the story goes, how it ends, and how the characters evolve. But I have no fucking clue. And so I'm so excited to see where they go, and I just absolutely adore this game. From the characters, to the story, the world building, the lore, the antagonists, the actual gameplay itself, the boss battles, the progression system. It's near flawless. I would find it very difficult to criticize this game. And I do have a video planned for later in the advent calendar where I talk about exactly why Final Fantasy VII Remake is my game of the year and why it's one of the best games I've ever played. I wanted to go in detail and talk about it because I feel like it would be wrong to finish 2020 without talking about my personal game of the year at all. You can watch my entire Let's Play playthrough live stream series of it over on Lasers Live, which is linked down in the description if you want to see my initial reactions to the entire game. It's a fucking hell of a good time, so that might be something to binge over the Christmas holidays, but there you go. Next up, Ghost of Tsushima. This is a game that I thoroughly enjoyed. I thought it was fantastic. However, it to me didn't feel entirely like Game of the Year material. It felt like close to, but not quite. And It sucks to say because it did so many things so well. Just for me, I just think I'm a bit tired of that genre of game. It felt very Ubisoft. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's if Ubisoft were at their absolute peak and were making things of such a high quality, but it still felt like a Ubisoft formula game in the fundamentals, which to me drags it down a little bit, because although it did some things that were really interesting and new, like not having a waypoint, you know, actually on your screen, or not having a compass or mini-map and things like that, and using the wind and environment to guide you, it became a little bit old after you've been playing the game for like 20 to 30 hours, and I do feel like the amount of side content could have been trimmed to a certain extent. It feels almost padded out in some places, and that's just some criticisms I have. You can watch my full review of that, which obviously I'll link down below as well. But overall, I thoroughly enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima. I completely understand why it's nominated for Game of the Year. For me, it's not really my pick, and it doesn't feel like it's on the same level as some of the others, but I still love the game. I think it's an incredible game, and I really, really enjoyed it. Next up, we got Hades. Now, I don't know what this is. Let me watch a trailer for it. We can watch it together. We'll watch the Nintendo Switch launch trailer together. Nintendo, don't fucking sue me. Interesting art style. So you've got some interesting movement, combat. Oh shit.
Yes, carry on, everyone. Don't mind me.
I like the tone. I like the vibe. I like the art. I'm quite a fan, actually. This might be something I'll play.
I always wanted to kill a god.
Okay, this trailer's too long, but from what I've seen... Oh, Christ, I just poked myself in the fucking eye with my microphone. From what I've seen, it looks pretty cool. I can understand why it was probably nominated for Game of the Year. It looks pretty unique and interesting. Not something that I may have played just in general, but because it was nominated for Game of the Year, maybe it's something I'll check out. And I've heard a lot of praise for it, so I'm sure it's a well-made and good game. I've just never played it myself personally, so, you know, there's that there. But I have to say, it looks like something that probably would interest me, and, you know, I don't really put down any games these days. Like, the excuse a lot of people give for certain games is, it's probably good, but it's just not for me. I can't say that anymore. I just can't say that anymore, because if I do, I could miss some of the best games ever. I would never have played Kingdom Hearts if I'd kept the opinion of, I mean, yeah, it's probably good, but just, it's not for me. It's not my kind of game. I don't play those sorts of games. I never would have experienced it, and it's my favorite franchise of all time now. Imagine if I'd never fucking played it. Like, it's ridiculous. So, I can't ever say that, oh, it's just not for me. It's not my type of game. Just to clarify, I was joking about Doom earlier. It's too late. They've disliked and left. And the final game on the list is the oh-so-controversial The Last of Us Part 2. Do I give my opinion on this game? I'm scared. Either way, whether it's positive or negative, I'm scared. It's one of those games that breaks the boundary of where you can and can't bring it up. It's like talking politics. You just can't bring it up because it gets so heated. Whereas there's other games where you can have like a discussion with friends or with people on the internet about a game, and you can give why you like this thing or why you didn't like this thing, and they can say, oh, well, I kind of like this, or I didn't like this, and you can have a discussion about a game. With The Last of Us Part 2, it's either you love it or you hate it, and you are so in either camp. It's ridiculous. It's insane, and I just don't talk about it anymore, because I'm like, the experience I had is the experience I had, and that's fine. The experience you had is the experience you had, and that's fine as well. I don't need to convince you of my point of view, and you don't need to convince me. It doesn't fucking matter. Why is I don't know. I can't understand why people get this heated over video games. If you liked it, you liked it. If you didn't, you didn't. It's you know, at the end of the day, who cares? There's no point arguing with each other about it. Make YouTube videos, make critique videos. If you want to pick it apart and explain exactly why you didn't like it or exactly why you did like it, fucking go for it on your own public platform. But when people are like, just in the comments of like, you fucking Neil Druckmann on Twitter being like, you fucking made the worst fucking game, or someone will be like the tweet will be about The Last of Us Part 2, and someone will be like, oh, I really loved it, and someone will just reply like, you're a fucking idiot, why'd you fucking like? It's like, nobody fucking asked. Nobody fucking asked you. And same as the other way around. If someone's made, you know, a tweet just saying, oh, I didn't really like I don't know, I just can't stand the toxicity of it either way. I just can't stand it. It's fucking ridiculous. Make critiques, make opinion pieces, but stop fucking arguing. That being said, though, The Last of Us Part 2 is an incredible game, and if you don't think so, you're probably just a fucking child that didn't understand the complex narrative. So, there's that as well. Now, when it comes to which game I think will win Game of the Year, I think it's going to be a pretty easy win for The Last of Us Part 2, purely because although there are a lot of people that dislike it, there are double the amount of people that do like it, and I know people don't like to hear that, but it is true. Now, there's obviously the argument that most people that engage in video game discussion isn't the majority of people, and that usually leans in the favor of people that do like a game. When you get something like The Last of Us Part 2, I would say that the majority of people that played it probably liked it. You just don't get them online. They're just living their lives. They just played through The Last of Us Part 2 and thought, wow, that was a really cool game, and then just didn't think about it again because they don't think of entertainment media the same as some of us do. And that's cool, and I would say that that's probably the case with a game like this, but also the critics, you know, generally really liked the game, and I just feel like The Last of Us Part 2 is going to win. The level of quality and polish that the game has is far above, you know, pretty much anything else on this list. Even when it comes to something I love like Final Fantasy VII Remake, The Last of Us Part 2 is just on this other level of quality of a game that I've just never really played before. Whether you liked the story or not, I think we can all agree that the quality of game is just far above so many others. I think that Ghost of Tsushima could be in the running because I know a lot of people liked that a lot more than I did, but that is yet to be seen. I'm not entirely sure where we'll go with that one. As much as I want to see Final Fantasy VII Remake crowned Game of the Year 2020 at the Game Awards, I don't think it's going to happen. I know Final Fantasy VII, the original, is such a popular game. Final Fantasy is still so popular. I just still feel like JRPGs are too niche to win. I feel like it's one of those things where not enough people in the mainstream gaming community played this game that it's going to be talked about enough to be Game of the Year. I'd love to see it. I really would love to see it so much because I think it deserves it in every single way, but I genuinely believe that The Last of Us Part 2 will win Game of the Year. It could be any other game on here. It genuinely could be any other game on here, but I feel like it's going to be The Last of Us Part 2, and that's going to be a fucking shitstorm. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of the Game of the Year nominees down in the comment section below. Which one do you think is going to win Game of the Year? Do you agree with anything I said? Also, please let me know in great detail what your opinions are on The Last of Us Part 2, because I would really love to know. I'm going to be reading every single comment, and if you make it several paragraphs, I promise you I will spend my evening going through that rather than doing absolutely anything else. So please do that. That would be incredible. The longer the better, if anything. And with that said, I'll see you guys tomorrow for another Advent Calendar video, as well as, oh no, it's a stream. We're streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 9th, and I'm streaming Black Ops Cold War with the boys, so that's going to be a ton of fun. Join me tomorrow for that stream. That one will be in the evening. Videos always come out at 10:30 a.m. as part of the Advent Calendar, but obviously streams have to be more convenient, so they go out, they happen in the evening. So I'll see you guys tomorrow night for Black Ops Cold War multiplayer, and then I'll see you guys the following night for the Game Awards live. That's going to be a ton of fun. Anyways, thanks for watching, thanks for joining, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Catch you later. Bye-bye.